Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the full spoiler of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 19. No Kawaki, no Amado, and nothing about limiters. Momoshiki is also nowhere to be seen so far. Ryu and Matsuri's strengths and abilities were beyond belief. 1 against 4, yet Ryu easily made a fool of them all. Previously, Hidari's regeneration required him to return to the Shinju dimension whenever his body was damaged. However, Ryu doesn't need that at all. No matter how powerful the attack that hits his body, he simply turns into fragments of iron sand and then reforms into his original form. And it looks like we have to say goodbye to Konohamaru-sensei. Rest in peace, senpai. So here's chapter 19 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. But before that, please help me get 100 likes, guys. Thanks, dattebayo. So, the chapter begins with Mogi as the cover in this chapter. Then the story begins with a flashback where previously the ability of Araya's sword became a natural counter to the ability of Ryu's iron sand itself. Oh yeah, this is a flashback before the tragedy in the desert against Matsuri. The narrator adds a few sentences next to the panel that mentions if long ago in the days of Araya and Shinki, the ultimate sword technique, magnetic particle sealing blade, was forged here. Shinki gave a sword that, if we look at it closely, seems to have chakra infused into it. In other words, if Araya combines it with his wind element sword technique, then he should be able to manipulate magnetic iron to some extent. So in conclusion, with the combined chakra or elements of Shinki and Arya, the sword becomes a natural counter to the iron sand technique itself. Magnet release, iron sand sealing blade. An ultimate technique that they use to amplify the power of Shinki and Araya. And the purpose of it all, Shinki says, as a means to protect his father, Kazekage Gaara. But with his purpose and attention to his father, Arya told Shinki to at least pay attention to Yodo as well, and return to the fight. Previously, the Iron Sand had made the Sarada team unable to move at all, and even their bodies were controlled by Ryu. But thanks to Araya, he managed to remove the Iron Sand that surrounded Mitsuki's body. And after Yodo, Sarada, and Mitsuki were free, they are now preparing to fight against Ryu. And it seems that because only Araya's ability can counter Ryu's Iron Sand, the leader in this mission, Araya, took over. He ordered Sarada and Mitsuki to focus on attacking, while Araya would handle all of Ryu's Iron Sand. Even Ryu, who heard that himself, felt that he was really underestimated. But with that said, he will be serious about defeating them all. The opening attack started from Ryu with the Iron Sand that was so impressive attacking them. But of course, it was not that easy to hurt Araya and the team. And once again, thanks to the sword from the combination of chakra and elements between Shinki and Araya, the sword easily eliminated Ryu's Iron Sand. But because this battlefield was made of sand, Ryu had the advantage of attacking them from their various blind spots. But again, even though Araya's eyes were closed, with his sensitivity he could sense where the Iron Sand was coming from. Iron Sand that appeared from their blind spot, Araya again managed to slash that Iron Sand again. And while Arya was handling the Iron Sand, now Sarada, with the great fireball technique, tried to attack Ryu. But with the Iron Sand, he was able to make a perfect defense. But who would have thought Mitsuki's Sage Mode snake appeared from behind and wrapped around Ryu's body to stop his movement. But unfortunately, Ryu managed to turn his body into that pile of iron sand when Mitsuki's Sage Mode snake bit him. Yodo, who saw that, asked if they succeeded, but of course, according to Mitsuki, it wasn't enough. Ryu broke into pieces and dodged the attack. But it seems Araya realized that Ryu was trying to control their bodies again. And as a sensor ninja, Yodo gave information that at 2 o'clock, Yodo could hear the friction of Ryu's iron sand. And most likely, he was there. Lodestone Sand Sealing Blade. Araya, without any hesitation, immediately directed his sword as Yodo had instructed. However, it seemed that Araya's attack had some effect, as Ryu's facial expression showed that he felt pain from the sword strike. Without a second thought, Araya immediately ordered them to attack him. With perfect formation and cooperation, Mitsuki managed to take down Ryu with his Sage Mode snake. And not only that, Sarada, also with her 3 Tomoe Sharingan that she awakened, used Chidori to destroy several parts of Ryu's body. However, once again, it didn't seem to be enough to bring Ryu down completely. According to Sarada, it was only a shallow wound. Although Ryu felt the effects of Sarada and Mitsuki's attacks, he managed to turn himself into iron sand once again and hide. But wherever Ryu went and hid, Arya was determined to find him. But before we see what happens next to Ryu, the scene switches where we see Matsuri really at the peak of her anger. With a really angry and terrible face, Matsuri says what's wrong if she wants to call Konohamaru-chan. But for some reason, Konohamaru, with his Junin level, is in total denial. Damn, Why is this Junin so annoying, guys? He rejects it for the same reason, thinking that, besides Mogi, the title sounds weird to him. Even Matsuri blamed Mogi with harsh words and thought that this was unfair. Even more annoying, guys, Konohamaru was really acting like a child and prioritizing his personal problems for his own safety. What nonsense is this, guys? He really refused just because he didn't like it. He didn't even need to give Matsuri a reason why he didn't like it. Damn, stupid Junin. Between being annoyed and also ridiculous in this situation, by the way, Matsuri said that Konohamaru was really selfish. Matsuri still wanted to let herself call Konohamaru as she pleased. Without even caring about his own life over the nonsense of a chan call, Konohamaru just said that Matsuri was the selfish one. Even though I said this with a flat expression, I honestly laughed at their stupidity, guys. They blame each other for a trivial problem. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Until finally, Matsuri's anger peaked. She seemed to be wrapped around Konohamaru's head or something with her robe. I don't know how to describe the situation, but this is really ridiculous. But it turns out that, on the other hand, Ada was spying on Konohamaru and saw that the situation was really in danger. And according to Ada, it seems that the problem is not in a name, but rather a relationship where we can accept each other, that you are obsessed with. But unfortunately, Konohamaru does not understand that. And through the toad that was always with Ada, Koji confirmed the situation in the desert. Even Boruto also asked about Sarada, whether they could defeat Ryu or not. But according to Ada, it seems that they are fighting well so far. But at least Konohamaru, in this state, is difficult to help. Even Koji said to hold back Boruto. He understands his desire to help them, but at least wait, because it's not time yet. On the other hand, in a Shinju dimension, and he is currently with Hidari and Momoshiki, Jura says that he believes that his ideal life should continue to move forward towards its goal called evolution and is driven purely by instinct. But apparently, Jura considered that this was different from humans. They were fatally flawed. As divine tree humans, they remained true to instinct. But even with the difference in the meaning of life between humans and them, Momoshiki considered that it was something that had nothing to do with them. But besides that, there is a concept that is a serious problem, and according to Jura, it is love. And back to Matsuri and Konohamaru. With the debate and also the pain felt by Matsuri because of a disappointment, she came to the end, intending to devour Konohamaru so that she would not feel this painful feeling again. Oh yeah. Jura also still mentions Inoshika Cho. He still doesn't understand the concept of a ninja. They are skilled ninjas, but according to Jura, prioritizing the safety of the team and ignoring their own risk is a concept that is difficult to understand. Even though he knows that it is a stupid act, Jura really doesn't understand why they still do it. Jura also regrets that with actions and decisions that are considered love, they are more willing to lose their lives like Inojin, a concept that even Jura himself is currently unable to understand. To that point, we find another clue. Jura says that they should all be able to hear that too. Their instincts are sounding an alarm, which means this dangerous concept of understanding love and trying to overcome it. And back to the fight. Those who were currently trying to track down Ryu's whereabouts, Yodo suddenly sensed that Ryu was right above them. Ryu was in the sky, but when Araya tried to use the lodestone sand sealing blade, once again, Ryu suddenly released dozens of Tsumeaka troops out of his body. With such a large number, Ryu used them as an aid to defeat them. The situation was really exciting, guys. Sarada and Mitsuki, as the attackers, unleashed their potential to destroy every Tsumeaka that came out of Ryu's body. But unexpectedly, the Tsumeaka turned out to be targeting Yodo and biting him. But when Araya tries to slash through Tsumeaka's body and save Yodo, it's like Tsumeaka's body hardens, making Araya's sword get stuck. It's perfect art and very chaotic. I can't describe it too much, but it's very impressive, isn't it? The sword that was previously stuck in the Tsumeaka's body, Ryu used the body of another Tsumeaka to suck the Tsumeaka's body that had previously stuck Araya's sword into his body. Finally, Ryu is completely free to use the Iron Sand now. There is no threat, and now he will be the threat. They all panic and really don't know what to do, because in truth, only the sword is what saves them. And at the end, we finally see Konohamaru on the brink of his life, alive or devoured by Matsuri. Chapter 19 is absolutely perfect. From story to conflict to art, this is absolutely perfect. Oh yeah, the narrator also added a sentence on the side of the panel, guys. The tide of battle has turned from an advantage to a disadvantage. There is no place where we can overcome the divine tree beings who are bearing their fangs together. I won't say much, but the point is this chapter is truly perfect. I hope you'll gladly leave a like and subscribe as support. I'm Nim. See you on the 19th. Bye-bye, dattebayo.